What
So
are
let's
your
start with
thoughts?
how much Cardano we own.
No.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Two Crypto News. My name is Amir.
And my name is Zainab.
And today we're going to talk about how we ate into Cardano and whether or not that was a good decision. But first, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can be notified when we make new content, to be sure to help us noobs figure out what to do with all the coins that we purchased back during the bull run. Without further ado, cue intro.
Okay, so as Amir said, back in May 2021, we aped into a lot of different coins, and one of the coins is Cardano. So we're going to weigh the pros and cons of our decision. And then at the end of the show, we're going to let everyone know whether or not we're going to keep Cardano as an investment or whether or not we're going to ditch it.
So let's just go into a little bit of the history of Cardano and how it started. Cardano is a blockchain technology that was created by Charles Hoskinson, the former co-founder of Ethereum, which is fire. We all know what Ethereum's doing right now. And basically, Charles Hoskinson wanted to fix well, there was one main reason as to why he decided to leave Ethereum, which he wanted to go about it totally different. He wanted to be a for-profit entity versus a non-profit entity. And he also decided that he wanted to fix a lot of the things that were broken in the Ethereum network. So he decided to put his boots to the ground. And in 2015, he started developing this cryptocurrency, as we all know, is Cardano. And he started working with different developers around the world, getting everything peer reviewed in order to bring us a seamless product. So that's a little bit about Cardano. What do you have to say about it?
One of the major reasons why Cardano is needed. So let's go back. In Charles Hoskinson's mind, which I really do like Charles, Bitcoin was the first generation blockchain, right?
Right.
Ethereum is considered the second generation blockchain, and Cardano is considered the third generation blockchain, because the third generation blockchain will be used to solve some of the problems that the first and second generation of blockchains have, which is what? Scalability, sustainability, and interoperability, right? Let's say that again. Interoperability, right? With Cardano, what I like, which you said before, and these are my reasons why I have some pros about Cardano and I have some cons about Cardano, right? The pros for me is that they're peer reviewed. All the work is peer reviewed, and they launched the coin after 2 years of research, right? And so I like a company and I like a foundation and a coin that takes its time and actually does the work, and it's not in this race to get to the end, right? So Cardano, whatever it does it with the intention of doing it right. With taking its time. So it's not always like with the tortoise and the hare, right? So the tortoise and the hare, yeah. And so it's not how fast you go, because you can still win the race slow and steady, right? And so that's one of the things that I like. I also like the fact that Cardano is the proof of stake. And you want to explain what staking is? Proof of stake.
Of course. So proof of stake is theoretically the opposite of proof of work. With proof of work, you have to solve a multitude of different mathematical equations in order to get to a solution, and whoever finds a solution first is able to generate the next block. Now, proof of stake is different because, number one, it conserves more energy, which is a huge problem with these other two generations. And number two, it requires that you hold a certain amount of ADA in order to formulate the next blockchain. So that staking also allows you to have opportunities to have a say in what goes on in certain decision-making things when it comes to Cardano. So it's kind of like having a vested interest as well as being able to create the next block. It does use the Ouroboros proof of stake method, which is also peer-reviewed and it's being used. So I definitely like that aspect of it, because not only is it conserving energy, but it also requires the investor to be invested into the particular coin in order for it to create and generate the next blockchain.
So the pros of Cardano, right? The pros is that we have a smart person leading the development
Mhm.
of the coin. There are a lot of smart people leading a lot of coins, but I just like the detail oriented approach and the peer review approach that Cardano is taking, right?
Mhm.
Number two, I prefer that Cardano is using the Plutus language over Solidity, because my understanding of Solidity is that there's some vulnerabilities there that would allow for hacks, where with Plutus, those opportunities would be not present, which it would make it a more secure platform. So what I like is that they're using the Plutus language. The Plutus language is based off of Haskell. So if you know Haskell, you will know Plutus, right? To a certain extent.
Mhm.
And so people are more familiar in the blockchain technology with Solidity. But if Solidity has a lot of flaws in that the system of the blockchain will be vulnerable, then that's why I understand what Charles Hoskinson is saying about generation three. So maybe it's time to move on to a new way of programming and a new way of building blockchains, if that makes sense. So that's what I like about it. It's more innovative. It'll allow for scaling. It will allow for cheaper transaction fees. And I just like the work that the foundation is doing, right? The work that they do in Africa, that was really important to me. So that was one of the reasons why I invested in the coin. To be honest with you, I really didn't look at, oh, this coin is going to make me a lot of money. I looked at the fact of what the foundation was doing outside of just Cardano and ADA, right? Do I want to make money? Yeah. But I also know that they're doing some great work in countries that need this, need a mechanism of handling certain transactions in their country, right? And moving money back and forth in their country, and a way to track certain items, like a way to track certain business processes. Like in Ethiopia, I believe they're using it for the students to be able to track their records, right? That's what I thought.
Mhm.
So maybe I'm wrong. Somebody comment below if I'm wrong. But I am I believe in Cardano in terms of the work that they're doing. And so that's one of the reasons why I invested in the coin then. And I still have those beliefs now, because they're taking a different approach. In my mind, as Charles Hoskinson said, it's the generation three of blockchains. So you had the proof of work with Bitcoin, you had the proof of work with Ethereum, but with that came a lot of issues in terms of transaction fees being so high, it's not scalable. And of course, Ethereum is moving into another level of Ethereum. They're not calling it Ethereum 2.0 anymore. They're just saying that we're transitioning into something better, that works and is more scalable, utilizing ZK rollups and different things like that. But I do believe that Ethereum understood that they needed to move into a new generation of blockchain.
Yeah, alongside of all those other type of things that you mentioned, which are all positives, Charles Hoskinson is doing a banged up job. Slow and steady does win the race, and when you tend to do more research, you have a better product, and that's what he's trying to do. Another
Mhm.
pro that I like about Cardano is a lot of these coins have initial coin offerings that allows for you to be able to get a certain amount of money for you to develop the product. But written inside of the smart contract on the Cardano blockchain, it takes a percentage of the particular money that you're purchasing the coin with, and it puts it inside of a treasury. And the smart contract only allows for you to access that treasury based upon the stakeholders, because it's proof of stake, decision on what developmental person has the best way to move forward as far as the blockchain is concerned. So the way that you access that money that's inside of the treasury is you write a proposal and you present it to the stakers or the stakeholders, and you say, hey, this is what I'm planning on doing. This is how I plan on developing the blockchain to make it better or to make it more efficient or to make the fees less or whatever the case may be. And based on how the stakeholders think that things should go, they have a continuous supply of money that's funneling into the program in order to pay for these types of changes. Because a lot of these companies, they run out of money. What they're going to do, have another coin offering, beg for money from other places. This is a for-profit company, so they're able to do certain things and run this particular technology like a business, as I feel like it should be run. So that's another pro that I feel like Cardano has over other coins. And then I know we have pros on pros on pros, so you can see where we're going with this particular video. But we also like the fact that it's energy efficient. Like we said before, proof of stake requires a lot less energy in order to validate a blockchain. So, those are just some of the things that I like. And like we said, I really do like Charles Hoskinson. I really do believe that he's taking this particular coin in the right direction. And I do want to go into a negative real quick, because we do want to put negatives as well as positives. As you stated, of course, I want to make money, right? But he does believe that slow and steady wins the race. So this is going to be a long-term hold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a great project. I definitely think it's going to start being more competitive. I think it will reach Ethereum-like prices in the future because of its work ethic and how it presents itself to the crypto community. But I do believe that it's not something that you're going to just be able to flip. So maybe 5 to 10 years, you'll start seeing substantial gains or whatever the case may be. The crypto market is very unpredictable. It could be next year. But at the end of the day, that would be one of the negatives that I would like to present to you all. If you do want to invest in Cardano, it's a long-term hold. It's not something that you're going to flip and get the money that your like other coins would do. Do I believe it's going to 100x? Yes. Do I believe it's going to be, competitive and comparative to the other technologies out there on CoinMarketCap? Yes, because I believe that Cardano was at number 3 just last year, as far as market cap is concerned. So it's generating revenue, but it's just not reflecting inside of the price. So that's a negative that I would like to present to you all as noobs.
Right. And so, as you mentioned, with the governance, with money going into a governance treasury, that answers the sustainability piece, right? And how is the blockchain going to continue to fund itself to continue to work? Right. So that answered that. Interoperability, one of the thoughts that Charles Hoskinson had that makes sense, because there are so many blockchains out there, right? And in his mind, he's saying that there's not going to be one coin like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano that ends up at the end of all this, and in terms of adoption, that there's going to be multiple coins and multiple blockchains, and all of them would need to speak to each other, right? So the company is also trying to address interoperability between, being able to speak to each other and being able to do transactions across chains. And so, in my opinion, again, that is great, because it's just common sense that there's not going to be, okay, Bitcoin won and everybody else pack up, it's over, right? That's not going to happen. So with Cardano focusing on scalability, interoperability, and sustainability from the beginning, you have an understanding that they get the long-term and planning that you would need to do in order to have a sustainable product in the future. So some of the negatives for me, again, like you said, the price, right? If we look at the price action for Cardano, now we know what type of market we're in right now, so we're not going to get into that. But the maximum supply of Cardano concerns me because it's at 45 billion, right? But again, when you look at its all-time high, was at $3.09, and all-time low is, little close to 2 cents. So, and Cardano's been out since 2017, right?
Yeah, Cardano's been out since 2017, but we also have to keep in mind that it's proof of stake. So, and in this, the max supply, Ethereum doesn't have a max supply, and they're in thousands, right? So this particular thing, it concerns me because you also want to make sure that something that you're invested in is kind of scarce, because scarcity works, but it's also a proof of stake model in order to formulate the next blockchain. So in order for Cardano to work, people would have to hold vast amounts of Cardano in order for them to validate blockchain. So it's kind of a give or take thing. I do believe that because it's going to be such a revolutionary coin, and because we're going to need it, and because this third generation is going to fix a lot of the problems that these other blockchains have, it's going to incentivize, the playmakers, the whales, the business people, to buy this particular coin so that they can have a say so in what goes on the intranet of blockchains. So I do
Right.
believe that price will go up. Yes, has a max supply of 45 billion, but there's also a lot of coins that have a max supply of around the same amount that's trading at 5 cents. So it's like price is showing, and it's going up and down, and it's proving that Cardano is going to be a shaker and a mover in this game. We just have to, wait until it starts doing what it do. It can be 5 years from now, it could be tomorrow. But at the end of the day, I do believe that it has a lot of potential. I do believe we have more pros than cons, if I'm not mistaken.
We do, we do. So we're at the point in the video where we tell what would we do if we were. So we bought this coin last year. My average price is 99 cents. So in this market right now, I haven't lost anything.
Nope.
Right.
Nope. Right.
So I love that. And if you look at the high, was at $3.09. We also have to understand that Cardano is just getting started with the apps being added to the blockchain. One thing that is concerning for me is the congestion, because we had an experience with Sunday Swap, right, where it took a while for our transactions to move and do what they needed to do. However, that was the first DEX or the first application at all to launch on Cardano, right? And so there are tweaks being made to allow for faster transaction speeds. As long as Cardano works on being able to handle the congestion, Cardano is a long-term hold for me. Absolutely. I wish I would have got it at a cheaper price. That everybody's going to say that, right? But I'm comfortable with where I purchased it at the 99 cent. And one of the reasons is because I believe in the work that the Cardano Foundation is doing as well. And we know that Charles Hoskinson is associated with IOHK, which is assisting with the Cardano blockchain, but the Cardano Foundation itself, I am very pleased with the work that they do. So it's a long-term hold for me either way.
Absolutely. And yes, it did take us a long time to buy Sunday. Sunday Swap went live, I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago. It did take a long time for us to trade our ADA on Sunday, but they do have a scalable solution to that. They basically have different tiers based upon how many people are using the platform. And so the more people who use, they go to the next tier, and the next tier. They say that it can handle about 1 million transactions per second once it reaches its highest point. But right now they have it capped because a lot of people, people are using it as to why it's congested, but it's not going to raise that ceiling until more and more people are interacting and transacting on that. As far as me personally, I do believe that it's a long-term hold. I'm happy with the investment that we made. This is one of the first coins that we aped into, and it's actually something that's working out for us. And I do believe that as noobs, if you was to do your research on this coin, even though this is not financial advice, I do believe it's something that you should look into. And right now, you will be getting it at about 8 cents more, 8 or 9 cents more per coin at the price that we got it at. before it went to all-time highs of $3.09, which was stupid. My portfolio was going crazy, but
take profits along the way. Take profits.
Because the dip will happen. So yeah, that's my opinion about Cardano. I definitely think that it's a buy. And I definitely think that the project, the leader, the developmental team, the people who they work with, the fact that it's peer reviewed, all the different pros outweigh the one or two cons that we threw in there. So without further ado, I think it's time to wrap this thing up. Thank you guys so much for tuning into 2 Crypto News. Please make sure that you comment below and let us know what you think about Cardano. As we stated, we do think it's a long-term hold. And also make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that we can inform you about other coins that we have invested in and whether or not we think that it's something that is a good or a bad decision for us in the long run. And on that note, noobs are out.
Noobs out. Peace.
We're doing it, yeah. Okay.
No, wait.
A new type of currency. A new type of currency. That's their motto. A new type of currency, a new means or transaction, direct, secure, from anywhere for everyone. Okay, let's do it. Because you already know.
All right.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of 2 Crypto News. My name is Amir.
And my name is Zainab.
And today we are going to talk about, wait, how do I supposed to intro this? You do this one. I did the last one. Right now.
Hi everyone, welcome to 2 Crypto News. My name is Zainab.
And my name is Amir.
And today, what we're going to be talking about is Cardano. And the reason why we're talking about Cardano today is, okay, back in May of 2021, we aped into a lot of coins, right? And we were noobs then. Let's not forget, we're still noobs now. But what we're trying to figure out now is, did we make a good decision in aping into Cardano in May of 2021? So we're going to, okay, you can do whatever you do.
And without further ado,
like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
see, that's what you got to do.
Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome to 2 Crypto News. My name is Amir.
And my name is Zainab.
And today we're going to talk about how we ate into Cardano and whether or not that was a good decision. But first, please make sure that you like, comment, as well as subscribe so that you can be notified when we create new content make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can be notified when we make new content, to be sure to help us noobs figure out what to do with all the coins that we purchased back during the bull run. Without further ado, cue intro. All right, let's get started.
Okay, so as Amir said, back in May 2021, we aped into a lot of different coins, and one of the coins is Cardano. So we're going to weigh the pros and cons of our decision. And then at the end of the show, we're going to let everyone know whether or not we're going to keep Cardano as an investment or whether or not we're going to ditch it. So, what are your thoughts? Let's start with
how much Cardano we own.
No.
That was funny. But no, for real. So let's just go into a little bit of the history of Cardano and how it started. Cardano is a blockchain technology that was created by Charles Hoskinson, the former co-founder of Ethereum, which is fire. We all know what Ethereum's doing right now. And basically, Charles Hoskinson wanted to fix there was one main reason as to why he decided to leave Ethereum, which he wanted to go about it totally different. He wanted to be a for-profit entity versus a nonprofit entity. And he also decided that he wanted to fix a lot of the things that were broken in the Ethereum network. So he decided to put his boots to the ground. And in 2015, he started developing this cryptocurrency, as we all know, is Cardano. And he started working with different developers around the world, getting everything peer reviewed in order to bring us a seamless product. So that's a little bit about Cardano. What do you have to say about it?
Okay, so one of the major reasons why Cardano is needed. So let's go back. In Charles Hoskinson's mind, which I really do like Charles, Bitcoin was the first generation blockchain, right?
Right.
Ethereum is considered the second generation blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
And Cardano is considered the third generation blockchain, because the third generation blockchain will be used to solve some of the problems that the first and second generation of blockchains have, which is what? Scalability, sustainability, and interoperability, right? Let's say that again. Interoperability, right? A lot of to say. But anyway, with Cardano, what I like, which you said before, and these are my reasons why I have some pros about Cardano and I have some cons about Cardano, right? The pros for me is that they're peer reviewed. All the work is peer reviewed, and they didn't even launch the coin. They launched the coin after 2 years of research, right? And so I like a company and I like a foundation and a coin that takes its time and actually does the work, and it's not in this race to get to the end, right? So Cardano, whatever it does, it does it with the intention of doing it right. With taking its time. So it's not always like with the tortoise and the hare, right? So the tortoise and the hare, yeah. And so it's not how fast you go, because you can still win the race slow and steady, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's one of the things that I like. I also like the fact that Cardano is the proof of stake. And you want to explain what staking is? Proof of stake is?
So proof of stake is theoretically the opposite of proof of work. With proof of work, you have to solve a multitude of different mathematical equations in order to get to a solution, and whoever finds a solution first is able to generate the next block. Now, proof of stake is different because, number one, it conserves more energy, which is a huge problem with these other two generations. And number two, it requires that you hold a certain amount of ADA in order to formulate the next blockchain. So that staking also allows you to have opportunities to have a say in what goes on in certain decision-making things when it comes to Cardano. So it's kind of like having a vested interest as well as being able to create the next block. So it's a lot of different things that the Cardano? So yeah, it does use the